mean, Venom was talking about the match more than me. Alright.
Dang, I had to squeeze past you. All right, we're good. We're good.
Venom and Refreshing Lemonade.
Venom and Refreshing Lemonade coming to this tournament.
After hearing his name, my mouth is suddenly very dry. You know?
I need a little bit of that.
There
what
might
is
be
it?
a little bit of poison in there, you know? It's Venom.
Oh yeah. Well, it's versus Venom. We'll see. We'll see who
Anyways.
beats it out.
Trying to get rid of the poison in the drink, you know?
That must be what's happening right now. Anyways, Refreshing Lemonade actually means Inkling, but before the game even started, he did say he doesn't really like this matchup that much. So that is why he decided to play the character that he did, Pokemon Trainer, being his, I believe, most reliable secondary and probably the best one that he could do in this situation.
Seeing a lot of Razor Leaves coming out right now.
Well, yeah, Razor Leaf is really good. Scratch that. Ivysaur is really good.
Only sad thing is that if you push down B, suddenly he's a bottom tier character.
You put, oh yeah, you're right. Down B is easily the worst move.
In the entire game.
No, it's another bracket match, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, let the Pokemon Trainer main get in here. Oh, sorry, did I get in your way? Yo.
All right, yeah. So,
what's going on here?
Refreshing Lemonade actually plays what is it, Inkling? But he doesn't like this matchup. Just to keep you on the DL.
So, as a Pokemon Trainer main whose best friend is an Inkling main, I have a lot to say about this matchup.
Oh wow, we should have called you here earlier. What the hell?
Yeah. So
Please, the mic is yours. Please.
All right. So let's talk about this matchup, right? First of all, something that's like very important. At least we're gonna talk about Ivy right now, since that's what's out. Ivy versus Inkling is kind of a toss-up. It's very 50-50 in my opinion. Ivy can camp out super hard in the neutral if he chooses to play defensively. However, if Inkling can really get that aggression going, that can be carried into huge momentum, which can really be hard for pretty much any of the Pokemon to compensate. That's kind of a basic rundown of the matchup in general. Is that it's very momentum based. The problem is that if you're playing a very defensive style with Pokemon Trainer, not just in this matchup but in general, it's obviously going to be harder to get confirms and strings off of your neutral wins. However, you're going to be winning neutral more frequently, but Inkling is going to be able to, I don't know, say like get 50% off of one back air from a neutral win. So pretty much, I mean, I guess you kind of say this about any matchup really. Neutral is pretty much the deciding factor. It's basically whoever can play the neutral better, more consistently over time. I would say, at least in terms of like how each Pokemon fares against Inkling, honestly, I think they all do pretty well. I feel like Charizard gets kind of the shaft in this matchup. Not many people talk about his value. I think that Charizard, when played kind of campy in a sense, with a lot of jump in flamethrowers, spaced back airs, F tilts, down tilts, nairs, stuff like that, is actually pretty hard for Inkling to deal with and get in on. Due to her kind of small size and slightly stubby normals compared to Charizard's big, huge hitboxes. The only problem is that you have to make sure you space correctly, or else you're going to get punished pretty hard due to your heavy weight and, large hurt box.
And as for Squirtle, might as well.
Squirtle is interesting because he does have merit outside of the low percent combos, but that is mainly what you're going to be using him for. You can get water gun gimps if the Inkling goes for a bad up B. But
Yeah.
it's mainly just low percent combos, and like if you're trying to do some sweet swap edge guarding, then Squirtle's probably the best one to start with, because you could do something like Squirtle fair into Ivysaur up B into Charizard fair.
So do you think that was kind of like what went into the decision of like he never played Squirtle pretty much that whole time?
Yeah. I mean, I totally understand the decision, because I think that it's a perfectly viable choice to start out with Squirtle, but it's also very viable to start out with Ivy if you know Ivy's low percent combos, or if you just prefer to play the neutral a bit more campy off the bat instead of starting out with that kind of Squirtle aggression.
Yeah, and I think he actually starts out with Ivysaur, which is not a commonly used strategy.
Right. Most Pokemon Trainer mains, including myself, pretty much exclusively start with Squirtle. I mean, I'll switch up and start with Charizard every now and then, but other than that, I pretty much stay Squirtle due to those super nice low percent combos and aggression you can get off early game.
Definitely.
But Ivysaur is definitely still a viable option. The only problem is that if you're going to choose to play aggressive with Ivysaur, that can prove to have its difficulties, since Ivysaur, in my opinion, definitely much more excels at the zoning game. Not a whole ton of great approaching options.
Yeah. But I mean, characters do benefit a lot off of zoning, so I do understand the decision.
Yeah, totally. The Ivysaur versus Inkling is more so about Ivy sitting around, kind of camping with Razor Leafs, well spaced forward.
Oh my
down
god.
air. Now that's nice. I love this. I love to see those.
Dude, this man
Yeah,
really
he's
is
going
showing
in.
up.
He's going in.
He is going in indeed.
But yeah, bottom line, the basic rundown of Ivy versus Inkling neutral, which is what you're seeing in this matchup most of the time, assuming PT is played optimally.
Right.
It's basically just going to be Ivy camps, plays really defensive with well-spaced aerials and Razor Leafs, and that causes the Inkling to get pissed off and start overextending, and then Ivy can punish that really hard. Like, for example, anytime Inkling dash attacks on Ivy shield, you can just shield grab, down throw, up air, maybe even up B if you're under a platform. And that's like big damage, even a stock in a lot of scenarios.
Yeah. Man, I feel like you could make an entire competitive guide on this character. Oh man, I was kind of.
What can I say, man? This character is what I put literally all of my time into. I played nobody else ever at all. Haven't touched like 90% of the cast.
Wow, that is fascinating. Is that gonna take it? No.
Oh, okay. Went for the down smash. Probably reading a roll get up there.
Yeah.
Right.
Not a bad call for sure.
Yeah.
All right, but going for the
yeah, went for the
fly.
up B, a little bit of a late reaction there.
Going
right,
for Squirtle.
In comes Squirtle.
I assume that he's just trying to get to Ivysaur. Yeah.
Yeah, most likely.
Just because like good kill options, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
He might not know about the sweet swap tech then, considering how long it took him.
There it is.
Ooh, the up smash.
There it is.
Yeah, hey, you gotta watch out for Charizard's out of shield options, man. Some of the best in the game, I tell you.
Yeah, that was actually really good. Like I almost feel like it was planned to like lose a stock as Ivysaur.
I can believe it.
Like that was like top player shit right there.
Yeah, hey, good showing from both players though.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely nice to see this matchup without me playing it for once.
Now you'll like kind of understand more.
Yeah.
Like just being able to see the matchup. Anyways, anything you want to say before we sign off?
Charizard's not bottom 5. Leffen underrates him really bad. He's like high end of low tier to low end.